Everyone's got their favourite Disney Channel movie. For me, it's High School Musical too. For you, it's probably Radio Rebel. But one thing's for sure, when a franchise works, it never dies. Unlike the MCU, it looks like the next will be their last ever. High School Musical came back as a show, Camp Rock has a legacy sequel, Zombies passed the baton on to the next generation, and the descendants of those who grew up with Descendants got to experience the magic of the magic. But the question is, do the originals still hold up, and can those who grew up with them find enjoyment in the legacy sequels? I'm going to look back at Camp Rock, High School Musical, Descendants, Zombies, and one other secret franchise to see if they still hold up for me, and if I can find enjoyment in the reboots targeted for the next generation. I'm going to start with Camp Rock, because it's the franchise I've gone the longest without seeing. I more or less remember what it's about, and I listen to the songs all the time, so I'm mainly interested in seeing how outdated it is. A compact disc! Wow, we're not even 20 seconds into this thing and it's already outdated. So the movie follows Mitchie, who wants to go to Camp Rock, which is a music camp. Not to be confused with the geological camp with the same name.
I know you want to go to this camp, and I'm sorry, but we just can't swing it right now.
Well, that's a shame, but you know, a quick movie's a good movie. Oh wait, there's more. So her mum gets hired as a caterer for Camp Rock, which gives Mitchie a discounted rate to attend.
Everything's a drum! Everything's a drum!
Hi, I'm Caitlin. Camper today, top-selling music producer tomorrow. Check me out. Cool.
That's nothing. Check this out. Will we ever see this character play actual drums? Mitchie has to help her mum in the kitchen, which is the most humiliating thing a person can do. So when Main Girl finds out, she embarrasses her in front of everyone else.
You're a real jerk. Maybe. But at least I'm not a big fat liar.
Being a big fat liar is way worse than being a jerk. I would much rather be an asshole. The Jonas Brothers are also in this movie, who are basically just playing the Jonas Brothers. I only fairly recently learned that their version of Year 3000 is actually a cover. I feel like I've been lied to my whole life. Joe Jonas, I'm calling him Joe because I don't know what his character's name is. Joe Jonas spends the whole movie trying to find the person he heard singing a song. And you're never going to believe this. It was the main character. At the end of the summer, there's a final jam competition to see who's the best singer, but Mitchie isn't allowed to compete because Main Girl accused her of stealing a bracelet she planted.
Until the end of Final Jam.
He put a lot of emphasis into end of Final Jam. I think there's more to this story than we're led to believe.
It's the end of Final Jam.
I was so hoping you'd catch on.
I am so intelligent.
Honey, I'm sorry you didn't win.
But I did. I won the best summer of my life.
It's not about winning, it's about the friends you make along the way. Okay, now they're just teasing Drummer Boy. She has a kit set up and didn't even invite him. And now in the second movie, this guy gets a drum. I don't want to get a copyright strike. You know what? Every time I make reference to a musical number from now on, I'll sing it. Don't worry, I have impeccable vocal cords. You won't even be able to tell the difference. It's a brand new day. Don't you see me? That Spider-Man movie was actually based on this song. So Camp Rock 2 The Final Jam sees two music camps competing with each other. Not to be confused with the breakfast spread camp with the same name. The other camp has way more resources, so people and staff are turning to them, putting Camp Rock at a financial risk.
Nobody's gonna wanna get next to me.
Jason Derulo. The two camps have a competition to see who's the best, which is live streamed and voted on by the public.
And the results are in.
Wait a minute, did a Disney Channel movie, films that are notorious for over-explaining things, just do a show not tell? Camp Rock may have lost the competition, but they gained the hearts of those watching because they had fun, whereas the others took it too seriously.
We were hoping there was room for some of us to join.
There's always room.
There's always room. Oh wait, no there's not, we have no staff. You think the adults are going to give up those paychecks? So do the first two Camp Rock movies still hold up? Surprisingly more than I expected. This franchise was never one of my favourites, but it was better than I remembered. For me, musicals are as good as their songs. Most of them take up about a third of the runtime, so if they're good, I'm probably going to enjoy the movie. It's like comedies. If you make me laugh enough, I can almost forgive a mediocre story. So yeah, for that reason, the enjoyment still remains. Now let's see if that's the case for Camp Rock 3. This movie was released 18 years after the first Camp Rock, and it's been 16 years since the sequel, so this is well and truly for the new generation. I guess it makes it a lot easier to carry on in this universe, because Camp Rock is a place, not a person. It's pretty easy to put characters into this setting and tell a new story. Or is it? Let's find out. The Jonas Brothers are back! In the time between movie 2 and 3, they broke up, got back together, and released a 7th album that did not outsell Kelly Clarkson. Their mum's running it, but then who's doing the catering? Maybe the other guy. Maybe they just switch roles.
Couple quick rules. Most important. No phones.
No phones. This is a place for making and listening to music, not using the things you use to make and listen to music. Finally, an original musical number. We're 9 minutes in. You can't leave me on edge for that long, Disney. These are the things that make or break these movies. So the Jonas Brothers return to Camp Rock in search for an opening act for their tour. They have to compete in 3 challenges, and the first of which is to do a cover of a Jonas Brothers song, and they all pick the exact same track. There must be a one-hit wonder in this universe. It's zombies! Wait, there's old zombies and new zombies in this. Did they show up to the wrong set? The second challenge is Star Power, so they sing another cover. The Jonas Brothers are a bad influence on them. And the final challenge, they have to tour bus or something. And when I say they, I mean the new characters. Their names aren't important. Anyway, the main characters aren't allowed to compete in Final Jam because they were using their phones or something. I don't know, I was dual screening a lot for this one. If only someone had told me no phones.
Connie and Lark traced it, and the video came from Madison's account.
Ah, that solved it. I think they're the sassy characters which these movies are legally required to have. Oh, she's from the other ones! So who wins the Final Jam and gets to tour with the JBs?
We're going to choose all of you.
Now again, I was never really a huge fan of the Camp Rock films, but did I enjoy this new entry? High School Musical is my favourite Disney Channel franchise. When it entered development, Disney Channel movies weren't really known for being musicals. In 2002, there was a musical episode of Even Stevens, which went on to be a review and rating success. This led to Disney asking the executive producers on that show, David Brockwell and Sean McNamara, to produce a musical episode for another show they produced, That's So Raven. Once that was also successful, Disney realised that audiences were interested in musicals, leading to development on a musical movie. 2003's The Cheetah Girls was Disney Channel's first musical film, but 2005's High School Musical was a direct result of the success of Even Stevens and That's So Raven's musical episodes. So all these factors led to Disney doing more and more musical movies. The first High School Musical starts on New Year's Eve, where high school juniors Troy and Gabriella are at a party and selected to sing karaoke together. This could be the start of something new. Is this like a popular song in the High School Musical universe? Because how often do they sing original songs in karaoke? It'd be like singing a YouTube audio library song. I did it all, I played pretend, I moved the mountains to be your friend. Remember when people used to call each other on flip phones with buttons? No, me neither, that was way too long ago. Ah yes, search the internet, the #1 search engine of 2006. How big is his house? What does his mum do for work? Because I know his dad's coaching salary ain't bringing in enough dollary-doos to afford that. Gabriella transferred to Troy School over the break, and now the pair want to audition for the school musical. But they don't think they should audition because she has math homework and he has basketball practice. This is such a great scene. When I was younger, I thought the whole movie was leading up to the school musical and it was like a talent show or something, but it's literally just a callback. Troy and Gabriella get a callback against rich kids Sharpay, who's never had anyone ever say no to her before, and her twin brother Ryan, who has way too much sexual chemistry with his sister. Troy's basketball team and Gabriella's math squad don't want them to jeopardize that, so they do a song and dance number about how they don't want them to sing or dance.
I bake. What? I love to bake.
Oh my god, you like baking. What an absolute loser you are.
I love to pop and lock and jam and break.
Is that even legal? I love this movie so much.
Suddenly people think that they can do other stuff. Okay, stuff that's not their stuff.
You're allowed one interest and one interest only. That's the rules of life.
Sometimes I don't want to be the basketball guy. I just want to be a guy.
I'm the guy.
Oh yeah, libraries used to be a thing people had to go to get information on their homework. Now they're just... what are libraries used for now? I haven't been to one in 10 years. Is it just table and chair setups for people to use ChatGPT on their iPads for it to do their assignments? Eventually, Troy and Gabriella's friends realise they were in the wrong and make things right, but Sharpay has moved the callbacks to during the basketball championship game and math decathlon, so they have to plot a way to attend each.
G-O-D-R-A-M-A-C-L-U-B!
Exclamation point! And the movie ends with Troy and Gabriella breaking free of their status quo to find what they're looking for and celebrate their victory together.
What time is it?
Time for High School Musical 2. They don't really spend any time in high school in this one because they're on summer break, but instead of relaxing, the core cast end up working at Sharpay and Ryan's country club.
It would seem your lunch break does not start for 3.5 minutes. I do hope no members drowned in your absence.
So either she didn't hand over to another lifeguard before leaving, or she's the only lifeguard. He could actually be the negligent one here.
College costs a fortune. My parents are saving pennies, unlike the people at this place.
They could sell their oversized house, make enough money to put the whole team through college.
I don't dance!
No, I don't dance. Come on. The conflict of this movie sees Troy getting luxuries by Sharpay because she wants him to sing with her at a talent show so she can win another trophy.
You are the music, yeah.
Me, na, na, na. I want to hear more slow songs get rockin' remixes. And yeah, we'll always love you. I just remember that Disney did a punk album for some of their songs. Troy realizes he's been neglecting his friends and girlfriend throughout the movie, so makes it up to them by singing together at the talent show. The whole movie they build up this kiss between Troy and Gabriella as if it's this really big deal despite them dating, but you have to remember, these characters live in Utah. Couples there usually don't kiss for the first time until their wedding celebrant gives them permission to. High School Musical 2 was the most viewed Disney Channel original movie of all time, so this led to the third getting a theatrical release, and you can immediately tell this had a bigger budget. That makes it seem like I think the others look terrible. What I meant was that they could afford more lights or something. I don't know how they make movies look more expensive. It was also always intended to be a trilogy. To be fair, I think all these Disney Channel movies go on with the intention of being a trilogy and just hope they do well enough to get all three.
I'm doing mine the same way.
Digital camera selfies was still a thing in movie 3, I see.
You're the second girl I've ever had up here. The first was my mom. She only climbed up here to get me down.
It's like he added that line to clarify. Oh, we didn't make out or anything. This movie sees Troy and Gabriella in their final year of high school, once again thinking they can only have one thing. Troy thinks it's basketball or singing or Gabriella, while Gabriella thinks it's Stanford or Troy.
I interrupted something, didn't I?
Just talking, Mom.
Homework.
Sex ed.
And take a breather, LeBron.
How is the LeBron joke still a thing that holds up? I want my own thing, so bad I'm gonna scream. Inception was inspired by this film. So what choice does Troy make? All of them. Guess it wasn't really that tough of a choice after all. I was kind of nervous to see if these films still held up because High School Musical was always my favourite franchise, but they're definitely still as enjoyable as I remember. The only song from the original trilogy that's not on my usual playlist is the Humma Wumma Wumma song from the sequel. I'd almost forgotten about that one until I rewatched it. But other than that, all bangers. My favourite is We're All in This Together. It's feel good, got the whole ensemble, and I can almost do the dance.
We're all in this together.
A fourth High School Musical movie was in the works in 2016, but it was going to have a different cast. According to E! News, producers were casting 5 new leads, including Aaron, the only girl on a boys' soccer team, Derek, a bad boy who falls for Aaron, Campbell, described as Troy Bolton 2.0 and cousin to Sharpay and Ryan, Natalie, a cheerleader, and Tamara, East High's former queen bee. This instead got pushed aside the following year to focus on a TV show that could premiere at launch on Disney+. I don't even know what you would call 2019's High School Musical the series. It's not a sequel or a remake or even a reboot. It's more a musical about High School Musical, but as a series. The show is basically a mockumentary that takes place at the school where High School Musical was filmed. We have Miss Jen, the drama teacher, who decides to put on a musical based on the first film, which features Ricky as the Troy equivalent, and Nene as Gabriella's equivalent. There's some crossover in terms of themes like navigating high school and romance, which is to be expected in a show set in high school, but this isn't just a one and done season show, they got 4. Instead of each season having them do a musical version of each High School Musical movie, Season 2 adapts Beauty and the Beast, Season 3 they do Frozen while on summer camp, then they return to High School Musical 3 for the final season. Firstly, the mockumentary style, I love it. It's my favourite filming style for TV shows. It's true, all the best shows and YouTube videos have talking heads. Casting Olivia Rodrigo was a good choice because she was already a known actor from Bizaardvark. Though she left the show in season 3, which massively backfired on her. You think you're too good for High School Musical, Olivia? Wait, turns out she is. One of my criticisms for the show is that there are a lot of songs from other franchises, whether it be High School Musical, Frozen, Camp Rock, Beauty and the Beast, or even Hannah Montana. Personally, I prefer original songs, like Year 3000 by Busted. Despite that, there are some notable bangers. I like most of the ensemble songs and tracks that feel like musical songs as opposed to songs. A song is a song that could work independently of a musical. Personally, I prefer musical songs in musicals. Men want girls with good taste, calm, obedient, who work fast-paced, with good breeding and a tiny waist. I feel like this show does try and cater for the old and new generations. For those who grew up with the movies, they incorporate a lot of the songs, give us the familiar setting, and even some returning actors. And for the most part, the story kind of lends itself to that. The 4th season adds the idea that they're filming a fictionalized version of High School Musical for the reunion. As for how this show works for the next generation, it explains the movies well enough to give them some understanding. Then from there you have a younger cast, which works well for a younger target audience. I think it works for what it is, but this is coming from someone with the perspective of having seen all the movies. It's like Marvel movies. I can understand everything because I've seen everything. I hear people say that you don't have to have seen like Iron Man to understand the Avengers, but if you haven't, then you're missing out on subtle context which may ultimately elevate your enjoyment. I'd be really curious to hear from people who didn't grow up with these movies and only saw the show. What are your thoughts? Did you feel like you're missing out on context? Let me know. Or don't, you can keep it to yourself if you want. You legally don't have to tell me anything. Oh wait, the 3rd Amendment says you must always share your opinions on High School Musical with Tom Lowe. That's weird that the American Constitution would predict the existence of me and High School Musical. In 2015, we got the start of a new Disney Channel franchise. Descendants sees a kingdom ruled by Beauty and the Beast known as Auradon, where Disney heroes reside. The Disney villains, on the other hand, were banished to the Isle of the Lost, contained with a magical barrier.
No magic. No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi? Then why does she have a tablet? The King Queen's son Ben wants to give the villain kids a chance to be good by bringing them over to the fun side. But only 4 of them. The 4 VKs selected are Mal, daughter of Maleficent, Evie, daughter of the Evil Queen, Jay, son of Jafar, and Carlos, son of Cruella de Vil. I'm rotten to the core, rotten to the core, I'm rotten to the core, who could ask for more? What is the leather budget on this? Cows be watching this be like, moo? Well, not anymore, they're dead.
Evie's not going anywhere till we get rid of this unibrow,
I love how everyone's just absolutely filthy. If they bath, it's only in the streets. But this one's like, oh god, your eyebrows are getting too close together.
This is Audrey.
Princess Audrey. His girlfriend. Right, Benny Boo?
We are girlfriend and boyfriend, right? You did validate our relationship status on Facebook, didn't you? The evil parents want their evil kids to steal the fairy godmother's magic wand and use it to conquer Auradon. If everyone on Auradon is good, and the villains can't get there, then why do they have a security guard? Unless they just hide him.
Hey guys, I'm Lonnie. My mom's Mulan.
I love how everyone says their parents' name. Hey peeps, I'm Tom. My dad's Tony Stark. You know, from the Iron Man movies. The VKs learn that Ben's girlfriend will be near the wand during his coronation to become king, so Mal bakes a love potion cookie, hoping to become that person.
The walnuts?
Putting nuts in them was a risk. What if he was allergic? Oh, sorry everyone, plans failed, he's dead.
My love is R-I-T-I-C-U-L-O-U-S.
I learned how to spell because of these movies. Oh, I finally understand why they incorporated spelling into them. Because spell, magic.
Tad's my boyfriend now.
Well, that didn't take long for her to get over him. Throughout the film, the villain kids slowly turn to the light side of the Force, and Mal develops genuine feelings for Ben, so he asks her to be his date to the coronation. Also, Ben went for a swim in magic water, so the love potion wore off and everything is consensual again.
Say it. Not hideous.
Yeah, before you look like absolute garbage. I feel like this movie's really great at tricking us into believing that beautiful people are ugly just because their hair isn't long enough or their t-shirt is dirty. Oh yes, 2015's old people bad at technology joke.
Don't be nervous. All you have to do is sit there and look beautiful.
You better not look ugly, because remember, that's the message of this movie. During the coronation, instead of the VK stealing the wand, the fairy godmother's daughter, Jane, takes it, wanting to use it to become beautiful, but is unable to control the magic and accidentally causes a crack in the Isle of the Lost barrier.
You
are beautiful.
Oh good, they did do the message. So because the VKs are no longer evil, Maleficent takes matters into her own hands. Yeah, Disney Channel budget CGI! Anyway, they have a staring contest to win the movie, then have the obligatory end of film song that I can't play for copyright purposes. By the second movie, Evie, Jay and Carlos are fully integrated into Oridon Prep, but Mal is still struggling to fit in because there are so many ways to be wicked, so goes back home. Ursa's daughter Uma is the new VK introduced, who feels resentment about being left behind on the Isle of the Lost.
Son of Hook, son of Gaston, and me, most of all, daughter of Ursula.
And I, son of Tony Stark. The VKs and Ben try to bring Mal back, but in order for Ben to blend into the Isle, he needs to chill like a villain. I feel like that guy there's the one who's really chilling like a villain. He could not care less. They had a flashback over song in the first movie. It's like they're trying to remind us that they're friends as if we don't know. Remember when they hugged? That means they're friends. Uma kidnaps Ben and tells Mal she'll trade him for the fairy godmother's magic wand. So the pirates and VKs put their swords up, put them up, and then it goes down. The VKs escape with the wand and the crown, only for Ben to be tricked into another love spell, this time by Uma. This guy's emotions must be all over the place. He was with Audrey, then Mal, then Uma. Then Mal breaks the spell with Disney's iconic True Love's Kiss. Did you know that Disney popularized True Love's Kiss? None of the fairy tales they've adapted had a smooch to break the curse. Uma transforms into a giant sea monster and attacks Mal, so Mal does one better and transforms into a giant dragon. Then Ben does one worse and transforms into nothing, but does intervene, stopping the fight before too much money can be spent on CGI. We gotta be bold, we gotta be brave, we gotta be free. There's something so satisfying about a well-choreographed dance number. It makes me think that I could do that. We gotta be bold, we gotta be brave, we gotta be free.
You didn't think this was the end of the story, did you?
No. This brings us to the final Descendants movie in the original trilogy, where new VKs are being admitted into Oridon. We can only take 4 of you at a time, because we're kind of running out of notable Disney villains. Ben proposes to Mal, which makes his ex, Audrey, jealous and evil, because she followed all the rules and drew inside the lines. Speaking of drawing, everyone's a really good drawer in this universe. Mal, Evie, Audrey. So even when there are good people being bad, the security guard is useless. We meet Mal's estranged father Hades, because they need his ember to break Audrey's scepter. But as they're leaving with it, they're intercepted by Uma, who'll only let them pass if they promise to release all the kids from the Isle. Mal agrees, but when they return to Oridon, Audrey has turned everyone in the kingdom into Dwayne Johnson's nickname. Mal lied about bringing all the VKs over because she thinks they could make things worse for Oridon, but it just makes things worse with her friends. So she sings a song with obligatory flashback montage. I remember what happened, I've watched these all back to back. So Mal defeats Audrey, the magic spells are undone, and they decide to open the bridge between Oridon and the Isle of the Lost.
We are all capable of good and bad.
That's right, you can be bad. You just have to believe in yourself.
The barrier will come down.
I thought he was starting a chant. The barrier will come down. The barrier will come down. So does the original Descendants trilogy still hold up? Well, I never watched them during the target age range, but I still really enjoyed them. Like I already mentioned, the songs is what carried these films for me, and I think Descendants has some absolute bangers. Something else that probably helps in my enjoyment is that they're directed by Kenny Ortega, who did the High School Musical films. The Descendants franchise also has a bit of nostalgia for everyone, because it incorporates many Disney characters which a lot of people grew up with. The original Descendants trilogy ran from 2015 to 2019, then there was a 5-year gap before Disney decided to do a soft reboot. It's not a massive gap like High School Musical or Camp Rock, but I feel like enough time passed between the first and fourth film for Rise of Red to be for Gen Alpha. It opens with a carryover character, giving us a quick recap of the lore of the world and explaining where all the original characters are, but from then on, it really does feel fresh without having to rely on the cast and stories that came before. The film follows a character who's the daughter of the Queen of Hearts, and has the same name as the title of Taylor Swift's 4th studio album. I don't want my life ruled by some queen, I look into my eyes, see the fire in me. Well, that's the most unbelievable thing that's happened in this entire franchise. She was just claw machined on the first try. Red's mum wants her to be the next evil queen of Wonderland, but she doesn't want to, so steals a time machine from the Mad Hatter's son, Maddox.
But I should warn you, when you alter the fabric of time, there can be some unpredictable consequences.
It's actually a legal requirement to have that line of dialogue in every time travel movie.
But I should warn you, you could lose your mother.
He literally said that, hang on.
You could lose your mother.
He literally said that 74 seconds ago. In case you've forgotten, here's the last line of dialogue. Red is invited to attend Oridon, which her mum uses as an opportunity to get revenge on a grudge she has with the school and Cinderella. Wait, so is this a performance? Because they're bobbing their heads up and down. So if someone's watching a musical number and bobbing their head up and down, that's a performance. But if they join in on the musical number, that's a musical number?
No.
These are shorter spells. She really telegraphs when she's about to do magic. Maybe just do boo or Red doesn't agree with her mum being evil, so she uses the time machine to prevent her chaos, but Cinderella's daughter Chloe thinks Red is doing something sinister with it and tries to stop her, only for the pair to be teleported somewhere. Or should I say somewhere? No. Oh, okay, sorry. That where is Oridon Prep, which used to be called Merlin Academy, and the when is just before the Queen of Hearts formed a grudge against Cinderella and became rotten to the core. I love how everyone's got colourful hair. We had purple, now we have red and blue. The next reboot is probably going to be green. The Hog's daughter.
Bad people don't think that they're bad.
They literally refer to themselves as villains.
I'm rotten to the core.
So red and blue prevent Pink from turning evil, and now they've created a new timeline.
You didn't think that was the end of the story, did you?
No. The new timeline is explored in 2026's Descendants Wicked Wonderland, where Maddox is now super evil, and Red has a sister. More spelling. Grown-ups mates. They were in the other movie.
That's Luis Madrigal and Robbie Hood.
I love how everyone's name is just a slight alteration of one of their parents. My kid's name would be Tomato. Is Robbie Hood's father still a fox? Did Robin Hood mate with a person? Encanto wasn't even released when the first of these films came out. They need to stop doing live-action remakes and start doing original films so we have more VKs. So the mission for this film is for a bunch of VKs and HKs to team up and stop Maddox from ruling Wonderland. Damn, this thing's got budget. The CGI and set design is great.
Even you can't think it's a coincidence he led us to that madhouse.
Guys, before someone gets a nose ring they didn't consent to, look.
Wait, she has a nose ring. Now I'm starting to think there's a whole backstory to hers. Was she attacked by one of those dodos? Like all the Descendants movies, each of the kids are trying to prove that they're their own person, and they're not like their parents, so they all go through different transformations, learn things about themselves and others, and grow as a person. Positive messages all around. Flashback song! You're probably wondering, did the main characters win the movie? Does this upbeat end of film musical number answer your question? I can't play too much, remember? Gotta be right. And that's the end of the Descendants franchise.
Oh, you didn't think that was the end of the story, did you?
No. I feel like the Descendants reboot does a great job at being set in this really interesting universe without feeling like you have to have seen the previous trilogy. It's not relying on prior knowledge or cameos or giving us more the same with a different cast, instead expanding on the world and giving us more lore. It feels familiar and fresh enough for both the previous and current generations to find enjoyment. It's almost like the multiverse saga of the MCU. I feel like there was an excessive amount of hate on films and shows post-Avengers Endgame. Those who grew up with the Infinity Saga may not be interested in a show set in a high school, or a series of shorts following Baby Groot. But maybe those weren't for you. Marvel went, the Infinity Saga was for your generation, but we're now going to try and bring in a new generation for the Multiverse Saga. Disney went, the Descendants trilogy was for your generation, the Wonderland stuff is for the next. If you can find enjoyment in both, great. But this is who we're targeting it to now. I still enjoyed all of it. Welcome to my wonderland, to my wonderland. Truth or dare, are you scared? That's too bad. 2018 Zombies is actually based on an unaired pilot from 2011 called Zombies and Cheerleaders. The premise seems to be more or less the same, but would have been a show instead of a movie. Mayor Mitchell played Addison, who later went on to star in the Teen Beach movies, and Luke Benwood was Zed, who later went on to play Thor in Girl Meets World. I think all these movies actually could have worked really well as TV shows. Their premises and worlds lend themselves to long-form storytelling. They wouldn't even need to be musicals. But I'm of course glad they made them as musicals. The movie's set in a universe where half of Seabrook were turned into zombies, so were blocked off from people. But now they wear these bracelet things that control their zombification, allowing them to reintegrate back into society. But not without a splash of discrimination.
Who would have thought that an accident involving lime soda would set off the apocalypse?
Zombies have to wear government-issued coveralls. It's my little sister Zoe. She really wants a dog, but zombies aren't allowed to have pets.
We're not even 5 minutes into the movie, and I feel like I know everything about every character. Did you know I make YouTube videos? You're watching one right now. And who knows, maybe you even like and subscribe. They're these features the site offers, which shows how much you enjoyed the video. And now we get an exposition song. Did you know one man auditioned for this movie?
You saw Pops for a dad. He's cool. He's just a little stressed about my first day of school.
As someone who grew up in Australia, my understanding of American high schools from movies and TV shows is that every girl wants to be a cheerleader and every boy wants to play football. I love this guy's energy. He reminds me of someone, but I don't know who. Someone let me know what character this character reminds me of. So person Addison is trying to rid of zombie discrimination because she and Zed have a crush on each other.
My heart's racing and my palms are sweaty.
Knees weak, arms are heavy, there's vomit on her sweater already, and mum's spaghetti.
This is where we first met.
This is where we first met. Yesterday. Does this mean we're going to get a flashback song? I have to keep reminding myself that these movies are targeted to a younger audience.
All you have to do, move forward, move all the way forward. Don't go back. There's nothing back here. This is empty.
This guy's hilarious. He's like an amalgamation of all the high school teachers in Holland's Spider-Man movies. Touchscreen that works with gloves on? When are we going to get that technology? Seabrook wins by Staff Rider. Maybe their first name is Staff, last name Rider. There were 9 senior starters on the team this year, and boy are they playing well. We need all of them. It's Friday night, which is the night of high school football in these great United States. Maybe they just wanted to stay anonymous. There are some people who don't want zombies to integrate into society, so they try to sabotage them, but ultimately realise they're not so different. I feel like this movie is a metaphor for something, but I can't quite work it out. Maybe something to do with hair? Flashback song!
My very own puppy!
Imagine if she just ate it. Zombies 2 is basically the same premise as movie 1, but instead of being bigoted to zombies, they're now scared of werewolves. Is this going to be the obligatory flashback song? It is! Like movie 2, the third replaces werewolves with zombies. Nope, that's not right. With aliens. When will everyone just learn to get along? Probably by the end of the movie. By this point, I feel like there's less people than any other species. They even lose one in Addison, because she's an alien now. I always just assumed that Kylie Russell, who played Eliza, was filmed like this the whole time because of COVID or something, but it turns out she was pregnant. I love the measures movies and shows will go to hide pregnancy. Something like a desk or a big bag or a trench coat.
Too much?
No, that's perfect. You've got your first concussion. She's well on her way to be drafted into the NFL. It's kinda scary though, but it's kinda cool. Ah, aliens! But it could be E.T. The aliens are here because they're looking for a map to find their new home, which can be found in the most precious thing in Seabrook. But it turns out the most precious thing is Addison, so she agrees to go with them.
Doesn't matter how far away we are from each other. We will always be together.
It doesn't matter if we're a Star Wars distance apart, as long as the Wi-Fi's good, we can still FaceTime. I'm not an alien, this is just what happens when you get older.
Why didn't your grandmother just tell us that you were the map?
Because otherwise the movie would be 5 minutes long. Wait, flashback without a song? How is that even possible? Anyway, it turns out Earth is aliens' utopia, so Addison doesn't have to leave. I only watched Zombies for the first time just before the release of the fourth, so I didn't grow up with these films. But I did enjoy them nonetheless, and the songs are great. The only reason why I wanted to talk about this franchise was because the reboot does things a little bit differently to how the other series I've spoken about. Instead of bringing us a completely new cast, it kind of phases one out and introduces us to another. I think this was the right decision for this film because it's kind of still for the people who grew up with the original. The first film came out in 2018 and Dawn of the Vampires was only 7 years later, so the younger people who started out with the franchise are still within that demographic. So Zed, Addison, Eliza and Willa are the carryover characters who are now in college and road tripping to their summer camps. The new characters consist of daywalkers who can create fire like 2 sticks and vampires who are walking party tricks. They don't like each other because they share the same energy source of blood fruit, but there's not enough to go around.
Okay, whoa, easy now. Oh, chill.
If someone started backflipping towards me, I'd just take a step to the side, see how long they'd carry on for.
It's alright, we're safe. The sun doesn't hurt us.
Wait, people might be confused why the vampires aren't burning. You're right. Well, ADR a line of exposition.
Perfect feng shui.
These Disney Channel movies love a pun. Cue the montage. I couldn't be bothered editing that together.
You can't even count Dracula.
Is he saying you can't count Dracula? Or you can't even count Dracula? Like, ooh, you can't even burn Count Dracula? The OG cast help encourage the Daywalkers and vampires to work together to open the gate to the fruit, which has a series of challenges to get through. Well, this one will find any excuse to do a flip.
What are we? One team! No, I can't hear you. What are we? One team! What are we? One team!
One team, get your head in the game. In the end, they realize they need to be united to save themselves and the fruit to be plentiful forever. Then, the OGs pass the baton on to the new cast. I feel like this franchise is going to become the Fantastic Beasts of the Disney Channel. By movie 5, it will have nothing to do with zombies, but they're stuck with that branding. Something I think this movie did well was having the new lead duo feel just as central as Addison and Zed. For me, it usually takes half a movie or 6 episodes of a TV show to get to know and understand characters. So by combining the old with the new, it allowed us to ease into the new cast, rather than starting from zero. We still had those familiar faces around to keep us safe, while we were discovering who Nova and Victor were. The question people probably have about this movie is if it needed to be connected to the other zombies films. I think the short answer is no. It's different enough to be its own thing. But starting a new franchise from scratch is hard. That's why everything needs to be based on known IP. Plus, I wouldn't be talking about this franchise if it wasn't. So did the original films still hold up for those who grew up with them? High School Musical? Yes. Camp Rock? Kind of. Descendants? I don't know, I didn't watch those as a kid. Zombies? I don't know, I didn't grow up with them. Can those who grew up with the originals find enjoyment in the new editions? High School Musical? Yes. Camp Rock? Descendants? I don't know, I didn't watch those as a kid. Zombies? I don't know, I didn't grow up with them. According to the internet, millennials seem to have enjoyed High School Musical, the musical, the series. They were more negative towards Camp Rock 3, and Gen Z seem to be mixed and negative over Descendants 4 and Zombies 4. But can the new target audience find enjoyment in the originals? I don't know, I'm not from the new target audience. If you watched them when they first came out, I think you can still find enjoyment at least through the nostalgia. Also, these movies have always been reviewed poorly. If you grew up with them and enjoyed the Disney Channel movie style, you probably loved them. If not, you probably didn't. You may be wondering why I haven't really been critical to any of these movies or shows. It's because I genuinely enjoy them. I was honestly surprised about how much I still enjoyed the originals, and the new editions have plenty of entertainment value. I've always felt like I've known what they are and who they're for, so I've been able to enjoy them for that. And like I said, it's the songs that carry these films for me, and I think like 90% of them are absolute bangers. So what's Disney's next reboot gonna be? Well, the Cheetah Girls is coming back. So I guess it's only a matter of time before Teen Beach returns too. The original movie sees Mackenzie and Brady get sucked into a 60s beach movie musical, then the sequel sees those characters from within the film get sucked into Mackenzie and Brady's world. But what would the reboot be about? In a world where every Disney Channel movie is getting a reboot, comes one franchise feeling left out. When will Teen Beach get a legacy sequel? 2 teenage best friends will wish upon a star. I wish for a third Teen Beach movie. Only to realize wishes don't come true. We can't wish this movie into happening. We'll will it into existence. We're road tripping to Disney Studios to demand they finally make Teen Beach a trilogy. We're gonna do whatever it takes, and maybe it'll get an Oscar nominee. It won't. Why should we make another Teen Beach movie? It's a reboot, a movie based on a known commodity. So people will watch it and Disney will be rich from curiosity. Money, money, money. Well, if we're gonna be rich, then let's give it a go! Follow along as Tom and the female lead assemble a team to make the movie happen. I'm Clint, the choreographer. And pump those arms and kick those legs. I'm Carol, the caterer. Today's special is fairy bread and a glass of Milo. And then they surf into a wave and come out in the Zombies universe. Wait a minute, this is the wrong movie. We're gonna have to go back out to sea and hope we end up where we need to be. Oh no, now we're in Descendants. Enjoy the ride as the cast and crew go about making a film where the characters keep ending up in every Disney Channel movie universe other than Teen Beach. Wow, this is mouse-tastic. It's a movie about trying to make the third Teen Beach movie, and at the end it's revealed that Maya Mitchell and Ross Lynch were pitching this whole concept to Disney. The Teen Beach movies will always matter. Teen Beach 3, coming soon to the Disney Channel, the next day on Disney+. This is a flashback song. We're reliving events of the movie. Remember this part, oh, when we did that, oh, when I sung a note flat. Share this with Disney so we can make it happen.
We will, I promise.
Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what your favourite Disney Channel franchise is. And don't forget to absolutely obliterate those like, hype, subscribe and share buttons. I'm just kidding. Only do it with enough force that it registers. I don't want any of you breaking whatever device you're watching this on.